Hello, people of YouTube, it's Deepak here, and welcome to the DCS News for the 21st of March, 2026. I'm back, except no substitutions, no replacements, and certainly no fake versions of me with my hands on my hips. Anyway, I'm back. It's nice to be back. Welcome to the DCS News. We've got some bits and bobs to cover this week. There's some interesting news around the DCS Spring Sale, the K52 mod, and the SU35 community mod. Our boy John Bloor did an absolutely fantastic job while I was away. I'm sure you'll all agree. And so let's bring him on in. Hello there, the one and only John Bloor. Bloor, I can't even say it now. I salute you.
Making that video, I took great pleasure. I certainly don't. What's the word? I don't regret my poor decisions.
Yes. What have you done to me?
I know. The funniest bit was deliberately cutting it so you sounded like one of the squad members in armor. It was like,
oh,
"Hello,
no!
it's Deepak here."
Yeah, exactly. Welcome to the stream, Robbie Hobby, Melzy2, Colin Kelly, Tea Kettle Barbecue, Pink Floyd, Pyrite, Irish Pat 64, Jeff Miceman, B. Denson, Yeti. Interesting story. Thank you. Well, thank you for welcoming me back. Irish Pat, welcome back, DH. John did a great job in your absence. I agree. He did. He really did. Ozdead Meat, you got the front page of today's newspaper. We need proof that's actually you, Deep. DLSS 5 came out this week. I don't even know what is real anymore. You know, if we were running in DLSS 5, I would not look like this. Let's be real.
I'd be beautiful. You'd be beautiful. We would look like a chat GPT AI filters. Yeah.
I would look like what is it, like the Uber Chad kind of thing with the
the Giga
angled
Chad.
chin.
Yeah,
the Giga Chad. That's it. Yeah. Badger Milk, thank you. Pink Floyd John was great. His hair was immaculate. He washed it.
People keep going on about
my
everyone goes on about my haircut. Tricker's always like, "You had another haircut." I'm like, "No, it just must look great every time." That's all I can think of.
Absolutely. So yes, welcome John, welcome to the stream, and thank you for holding the fort for me the last couple of weeks.
Absolutely.
I was in Scotland. I did indeed bring back some Iron Brew with me, and I consumed many delicious foods while in Scotland. You know,
Gosh.
the UK in general and also Scotland get a bad rap when it comes to food. But I've been all over Europe, and many parts of Europe have amazing food. But oh my God, Scottish food. Like, you can go into like the grottiest little cafe in the centre of Edinburgh and not pay very much money, and it's delicious. It's just so good. I really enjoyed the food in particular.
We do get dogged on by lots of people across the world, but it's not as bad as you think. It's just there is such a wide range of what outcomes could be. I think that's the thing in the UK. You can go one place and it's awful, and another place and it's amazing. Like if you go to the US or like parts of Italy or various places like that, you'll find the general average is higher in quality. But yeah, we do get a bad rep. I think actually there's a lot of places, especially where I live, there's lots of absolutely fantastic restaurants.
Edinburgh, like if you ever go to Edinburgh, you can basically go to any restaurant, any cafe, and you're going to get some good food. It's
amazing.
Yeah, obviously, if you go to Livingston or somewhere like that, then maybe not. But Edinburgh's good. Anyway, let's move on. We're not here to review food. Let's jump straight on into the Eagle Dynamics newsletter. This is the one that came out yesterday. That was Friday, the 20th of March. Dear fighter pilots, partners, and friends, we're excited to announce that the DCS Spring Sale is now live. With savings are up to 50% on most modules. The sale runs on our eShop until April 5th, 2026 at 1500 GMT, and on Steam until March 26th, 1700 GMT. Whether you're looking to expand your hangar or wishing to fly over a new map, now is a great time to check out our full range of aircraft, terrains, and campaigns at special prices. Thank you and enjoy. Buy Grabthar's Hammer, the savings.
You can't quote Galaxy Quest at me. What a great film.
Absolutely.
Awesome film.
Don't quote the ancient scripture to me. I was there when it was written. So let's do as we often do and take a look at the fantastic work of the DCS Cinematics team. And
Mm.
this is the little cinematic that they have on YouTube right now for the Spring Sale. I've actually not watched this yet. I've saved this for myself, so I'm
Oh.
enjoying it right now
Mm.
in real time. Showing off that new A10 body, really really cool. Showing
Yeah.
off our flanker, our fulcrum B1B new model, B52 new model,
Mhm.
F14. Oh, F1. Nice to see a bit of the F1.
Mm. Yeah.
Very tasty.
They
Ah,
do know how to do the cinematic videos, don't they?
they do.
They do it. There's a bit of MiG 17 there, I think, as well in the cockpit.
There
I could
was.
be wrong. Yeah.
No, there was. You're right. Bit of Chinook, a bit of Herky Bird. We were just talking about the Herky
Mm.
Bird before.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying it. In fact,
Mm.
right now it's the one I fly the most.
Yeah, it's a
Right.
great module. It's so well done. I mean, that we've been really, really spoilt lately with the completeness of most of the modules that are coming out. You
Yes.
know, gone. I really did. You know, look. There's things that go wrong in this flight sim, and things that aren't quite done right, and bugs that come in and come and go, and things don't always release perfectly. But to be honest, the last couple releases have been pretty solid, really, really solid.
There was that
Um,
low point of the F-16's initial release,
yeah,
and then
yeah, yeah.
I think ED were kind of like, yeah, let's not do that again.
Yeah, and look, and here's the thing, even Heatblur, when they release stuff, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It just takes a bit longer than they say. They've got a. I understand how it happens because as a developer, yeah, I've been on the other side of stuff when you create something and you're really excited to show it off and you
Oh
think it's
yeah.
cooked, and then that 11:59, 1 minute to midnight, you suddenly realize, oh, there's all this stuff that isn't quite where it needs to be, and it sucks, and especially you want to hype it up because you want people to love this stuff you've worked so hard on, but you then realize, oh, it's not quite there. So
Yeah.
it's really difficult to temper expectations, but you want to build hype. It's
Oh
you
yes.
can't really
Yeah.
win. So, but even
I'm actually
Heatblur, they do a great job.
as of this week, I'm myself back in the games industry. I have
Ooh,
returned, not to the same
it's come
company.
back.
I'm working
Yeah,
somewhere else as a contractor, but yeah, I'm
mm.
back in games.
Prodigal son. Yeah, yeah,
Very exciting.
absolutely. That's
I
good
was
to say. That's
laughing
good.
there because Yeti just said, "You didn't cause the fire at Glasgow Station, did you?" That indeed did happen while I was there,
Oh God, yeah.
and it
Crikey.
completely effed up my journey plans because
Mm.
I ended
Oh
up
no.
standing at a station for a good
Mm.
couple of hours waiting for a train that never came
Oh,
because
bloody hell.
yeah, everything burned down.
Mm. Yeah, it was crazy that fight. If you guys didn't see it, there was a, was it a vape shop or something?
Yeah, it was a vape
So-
shop.
A dodgy vape shop. They reckon it was one of the charges, or and then when you throw in those capsules and stuff, it went up like a throw in old building, vape capsules, electrical fire.
Oh yeah.
You know, went up like a candle. So sadly, a beautiful building, 150 years old, was it? 200 years old?
The thing is,
Went
all the
up.
buildings in that part of town are like
Yeah,
well over 100 years old.
such a
It's old
shame.
stuff, and just like imagine all of the dust that's living in between different layers of the walls and things.
Asbestos.
Yeah, and asbestos that all
Yeah,
went up.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's not very fireproof.
No, exactly.
Ozdead Meat, lots of positive feedback on the LA7 release.
Mm.
Yeah, sadly, like I feel bad because it's clearly amazing, but I just don't particularly care for World War II stuff. But
Mm.
it does look like a great module. That said, and I've said this a couple of times in the past, I will be getting the Zero when it comes out because I'm
Yeah.
just fascinated by that particular aircraft. But generally, I don't bother.
I think I had this because obviously I think I was holding the fort whilst it released, and I
You
was sort
were,
of saying in the streams that like I feel bad because it's obviously a fantastically made module,
yeah,
and you don't want to take anything away from them, and they've done a brilliant job. I think our general vibe here and what we kind of aim at is more the more modern stuff. Although I would rather not, it's not that I don't want to comment, but I'd rather say to people, if you're into the World War II stuff, generally we're like, yeah, it's cool. It's just not what we really do, not what we really fly. But it's from everyone I've known who has been flying it, it's fantastic. One of
Mm,
the really cool things that I saw is the cowl flaps for it, or the intake
yes.
cowling has this cool iris, like pentaprism, whatever you call it, like a camera iris sort of system that works. And I was like, that's really, really cool. And it's all animated and everything. And I was laughing because all the handles look like your dad's old screwdriver, or
Yeah.
it looks all like it's taking off stuff that's they're just like, oh, we just found this, we'll put that in there. But it's absolutely brilliantly put together
Or you
and
need
stuff.
the tool shed to make that cockpit.
Yeah, absolutely. And I said to people as well, is until the zero comes out, it's probably if you stuck a zero skin on it, probably make a good like what's the word placeholder
Yeah,
if no
yeah,
one's got any
stand
assets,
in.
although we've got assets and stuff. But yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Welcome, Byron. Patukas, HB Dev Team has given an interesting interview in Authentic Media Channel. I've not had a chance to
Ooh.
see that one yet. I'm kind of not long back. But yes,
Mm,
I heard that Heatblur had an interview. We'll
yeah,
probably talk about that next week once I've had
yeah.
a chance to take a peek at that. But it's good to
They've done a
see.
couple. There's a couple. It's two. I think it's two in a couple hours. They're kind of focusing on bits. I've watched the bit of the latest one,
Hmm.
and it's cool. They're just talking about where I've gotten to it. I've got about 25 minutes into it. It's very very good. It's I wouldn't call it dry in topic. It's just that it's just like what we are doing. It's just four guys on a or five guys on a podcast. There's not a lot of visuals,
Mm.
so
Yeah,
that I could see how someone might trail off. But if you're actually listening and kind of paying attention to what they're talking about, it's fascinating. It's really really cool.
they make amazing modules.
Yeah, yeah,
Really,
they,
really excited for the F14 BU
yeah,
and the F1M Mirage from
yeah,
Norgis. Want to see
yeah.
that as well.
So many good stuff coming.
Ozdead Meat, can you tell us where you're working or who you're working with in the games industry deep? I'm currently, I'm a contractor, so I'm just, yeah, I'm a nobody. And I don't work directly on games. I'm an infrastructure guy, but I'm doing some work with Avalanche Studios at the current time in Stockholm.
Mm, yeah.
It's not sensitive information. It's just not very interesting.
Mm, yeah.
Yep. Irish Pat, I love radials, but I'm saving for the F6F and the Hun.
Mm,
Red Tufel, I wish the World War II module production was more focused on major events. Actually, this is something you spoke about one time, John.
mm,
For example, BF 109E and Hurricanes for the Battle of Britain. Yeah, you were
mm.
talking about kind of having better pairings rather than it being kind of a shotgun approach to making the World War II
Yeah.
modules.
It's tricky, right? Because DCS is you can't like, especially with third parties. How do you get everything to like line up and
Yeah, you
sync
can't
up?
tell people what to do, really.
No, and you could maybe delay or move things forward a couple weeks, within like give or take a month, say for instance. But you don't really want to push things around too much. They probably do have a somewhat schedule to make sure that things don't overlap too much. I
Yeah, I
think,
would think they're generally going to avoid because I've seen occasions where modules that were probably ready were pushed
mm,
like a month or 2 months so that something else could come out first. I don't think they
yeah,
want too many aircraft to all come out on the same month.
exactly. But I think, and this doesn't have to be a release thing as such, but like I one thing I'm gonna bring up the dirty word on the stream right now. People are gonna go, they're gonna put their fingers in their ears and start screaming and going,
La la la
ah.
la 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 la.
But War Thunder does this thing where they kind of
War Thunder.
you're like, ah, War Thunder. But they do these updates and they have themes to the update, and then the
Oh
latest
yeah,
stuff's obviously
yeah,
they're
that's
doing all
correct.
AMRAMs and stuff. But like the big thing would be like you could do, say you release like just I know it's already out. Say you do Normandy 2.0 or like Battle
Hmm.
of Britain or something. You could do a Battle of Britain event. You could release that, take a bunch of money off those two aircraft, really push those two aircraft, maybe BF-109 and Spitfire, just for example. Do a big sale on those two, do a big sale on that thing, and then like work with say like Foya and do an event, and then also work with Wing for a Spitfire stick or something. Does that make
Yeah.
sense? All that kind of stuff would be quite cool and really theme it. And then for that month or two, it's all about that. And then your newsletters talk about like, oh, did you know the Battle of Britain? This aircraft did this and this did that, and kind of that would be a really really cool way. I think that could build hype. It's kind of getting everyone's eyes in the same place.
Hmm.
And then
Hmm.
the next month you do whatever you could do. If you were doing, if there's a big update to Syria map, you could do all about the Syria Lebanon war and have the
Funny you
Mirage
should
F1
mention
and all
that.
that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Ernov in chat says Ugra Media posted Syria map expansion / update announcement about 2 hours
Ooh,
ago. There's
ooh,
an entire Israeli territory and seasonal textures.
that's really cool. That's really
Ugra,
really
just
cool.
when it comes to maps, they just keep delivering. Syria is the
Mm.
map that just keeps delivering.
That's really, really cool. Well, I'll have a quick look to see where that is.
Yeah.
On the, I presume on the forums.
Paul Dillon, good evening, Deepak and John. Ozdead Meat, wow, they make Just Cause. Very cool. Yes, they do.
Hmm.
And actually, the only one of Avalanche's games that I ever played was Mad Max, and I really liked it. I think it's a great game.
Mm.
I feel like it was sort of, I don't know, I feel like it didn't get the recognition it deserves. It's a very, very nice game.
Mm. Hang on. I will ping you, Deep. I've just found a link on the forum, so we can talk about that.
Mine
This
bot.
happens a lot on the stream, actually. There's been a couple of times we've been streaming, and then like an hour later,
Yeah.
after we finish, someone posts a big update.
They're just
I think it's
messing
about
with us.
weekends or something. Yeah, there you go. It's a link there.
Okay, I'm clicking the link. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Well, seeing as how we're already talking about it, let's jump straight into this. So here we go. This is a post in the Eagle Dynamics forums. This is from Maestro. Hi, fighters. Today we'll be talking about the upcoming major updates to the DCS Syria map. The map continues to evolve and expand. New territories, 76 airfields and heliports, and new detailed objects. We've expanded the map to 1,000 by 980 kilometers.
Poor hard drives.
Recognizable territory. I know. Although I've now got those links working between drives, so I can store my maps on different drives. Yeah, 1,000 by 980 kilometers, adding new recognizable territories. Now you have even more room to maneuver, plan, and explore the Middle East theater of war. I wonder why they're expanding this right now. I know exactly.
Right, yeah.
I know exactly. Can I actually zoom this? No, it takes me to a casino advert. Okay, right. This is about as good as it's going to get. Why is it doing that? Anyway, let's not worry about that. So yeah, they've given us a bit more of Israel. It looks like we're getting a bit more of Iraq as well. So this is very, very cool indeed. Eagle Wings, welcome. So what do they continue to say? The map update list spring, fall, and winter seasons. New airfields that we're getting. Okay, you guys are going to have a laugh now as I pronounce things. We have Nevatim Air Base, Hatzarim Air Base, Hatzarim Flight Academy, and Taman Airfield in Israel, Kukurova International Airport in Turkey, Zarqa, and the H4 emergency strip in Jordan. Erkan Airport in Cyprus, redesigned to reflect modern conditions. New territory in the Gaza Strip in Israel. The cities of Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, as well as unique objects. Unique mountain dams at Ermenek, Berdam Dan, and Aksifat Dam in Turkey. Akuyu nuclear power plant in Turkey. New scenes for deploying air defences and air defence systems. Improved coastline. New icons on the GUI map. Air defence zones and points of interest. In the spring, the desert comes alive, and it's a breathtaking sight. After the winter rains, dry riverbeds fill up. Islands of greenery appear here and there, and the air becomes clear and clean. If you move further north, you can find caps of snow. Now you can complete missions flying through snow-covered valleys to destroy a military plant, just like Maverick in Top Gun 2. Oh my.
Yeah, I know. Oh, everyone's ears pricked up then. We're like, oh, I can be Maverick.
Yeah. I want to be a 60-year-old US Navy fighter pilot. That'd be amazing. One of the goals of this release was to improve the coastline. During peacetime, the coasts of Syria and Israel were resorts. Now they are potential landing points for armies. We've reworked and added new scenes of coastal hotels. Oof, these are looking good. Here's the Ermenek Dam. It's looking very, very tasty.
Fantastic.
Very detailed. Everything flows. To expand your experience, we will carefully introduce new areas with modern facilities while preserving the historical part of the map. This will allow you to expand the historical scope of missions and campaigns. For example, a new airport. This is Sukorva. I'm guessing, no, actually, that C with the dangle in Turkish is like a J, isn't it? So it's Yukorova, I think, is how that might be pronounced. Turkish people are all slapping themselves in the forehead right now. A bunch of new air bases. The Gaza Strip is now added. So the Gaza Strip wasn't in it originally. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Interesting. Tel Aviv with some nice buildings. These are unique looking buildings, actually. That's nice to see.
Yeah.
What does the world lack now? Peace. No, missiles and air defense systems. Who wrote this forum post?
You got a sense of humor. I can give him that.
Definitely.
Peace, no, missile and air defense systems.
Yeah, what a guy. We've added new SAM sites. Stay tuned. In future publications, we'll cover all the elements of the update in more detail. P.S. The DCS Spring Sale has begun, and if you or friends don't have the Syria map yet, you can get it with a 20% discount, and soon get the update we're talking about completely free.
Awesome.
And we have some delicious YouTube videos. Wow, okay. This is good. This is good.
Ugra have been cooking.
They have. They've been making some cool stuff. Look at the detail in this. You can absolutely... Holy crap. Don't hit that wire. You can absolutely be Maverick here.
It's like the dam from Half-Life.
Oh, actually, now that you mention it, yeah, I can hear the music already in my head. Very, very impressive.
Yeah, that's great.
Just look at this terrain. Okay. Yeah, I think, Syria map is definitely a solid recommendation for me. You can't really go wrong with it. In the VAF, it's the map that we've flown on by far the most. Actually, I often really just enjoy doing transits between like Turkey and Cyprus. It's quite fun.
It's I would highly recommend it to people, just mostly because there's so many campaigns and there's so many multiplayer servers that operate Syria. It's kind of it's like your DE Dust 2 of Counter-Strike. It's what everyone's sort of playing on. It's well worth having just for that reason.
They've posted a whole bunch of videos in this post. So I would recommend all of you take a look. I'm not going to play all of them, but I will play one more just to give us a little bit of flavor. This is us taking a look at the Turkish coastline, I believe. And it's looking very, very nice indeed. Yeah, nice, can't really go wrong with the Syria map.
Some poor sunbather's about to get a rude awakening.
Yes. Whoosh. How fast is he going? 6:15. Yeah, he's transonic. He's at Mach 0.93. So yeah, that's not quite breaking the windows, but as you approach transonic, you can get some horrible effects as well. Anyway,
yeah,
I've heard of damage being done by jets doing kind of like 0.96, 0.97. Yeah. Patatukos and Akrotiri is on the news nowadays also. Yeah, you can fly some drones into Akrotiri if you like. This is
fantastic.
Very, very cool. Okay, I think we're going to cut that there. So, very nice indeed. Jumping back to the newsletter, we're pleased to share that both the DCS Marianas and the DCS Marianas World War II maps are now feature complete. These beautiful maps offer distinct experiences that range from the summer of 1944 at the height of World War II in the Pacific Theatre of Operations to the modern day with the massive Andersen Air Force Base that serves as the United States' linchpin in the Western Pacific. Best of all, they're both free. With core development complete, our terrain team is moving on to new map projects while support continues. Read more below. And we're excited to announce that the group behind Bandit Works servers is developing structured adversary air training in DCS. Your squadron can take on skilled human Red Air opponents in real-world scenarios. Adversary pilots will use authentic tactics and adapt on the fly. Each session is designed for your squadron and includes detailed feedback to help you improve. Discover more below. So, we'll skip over the sale because, as usual, I'm not going to read out all of these different savings. But, DCS Marianas and DCS Marianas World War II. As they said before, it is now feature complete. While both maps cover the same region, each offers a unique experience. DCS Marianas brings you a modern-day representation of the island chain, including Andersen Air Force Base and other military facilities. The Marianas serve as a critical power projection anchor point for the United States in the Western Pacific. DCS Marianas World War II recreates the islands as they were in the summer of 1944, with authentic airfields, structures, and terrain for World War II operations. The Mariana Islands was the setting for the historic battles between the United States and the Imperial Japan that included the invasions of Guam, Saipan, and Tinian, as well as the critical Battle of the Philippine Sea. Since launch, both maps have seen major updates to terrain, textures, airfields, cities, ports, and vegetation. Vegetation, the bane of all FPS. The free World War II map will also serve as the setting for the upcoming Hellcat and Zero full fidelity modules. Woo! and the
Mm.
Pacific Theater of Operations Assets pack that will include numerous air, land, and sea AI units. As feature complete, all planned core content is now available. We will continue to support and optimize both maps as DCS evolves. This in turn will allow us to devote additional map development resources towards the continued development of DCS Iraq and DCS Afghanistan maps. That's kind of what I thought they were going to say. Like,
Yeah.
don't worry, guys, we're getting back on with the other two maps, which is cool. I have
Yeah.
Afghanistan, and I quite like it.
I'd tell you what, there's been more servers now running the Afghanistan map, and it is absolutely fantastic. And you forget how it is actually pretty varied. People always go, "Oh, another sandy map," and it's like actually, it's not really. I mean, there's bits of it, but it's a lot of it is very mountainous, and some of it's actually quite lush and green.
Oh, yeah.
And then you've got sort of plains of greenery and stuff. So yeah, and I swear to God, that didn't. It's difficult to tell. It's been so many interviews, including yours. But I swear, Wag said in one of his interviews that there is some other terrain stuff that they're working on. Probably their next maps and stuff. But it was very vague. But I can't remember which one it was. But I hate to put words in his mouth. But I swear there was something along those lines. There was some of the project that they're working on that they haven't announced.
Well, is it Eagle Dynamics who are doing the Balkans?
I think that's someone else.
Is that someone else who's doing that?
Is that Ugra? I
It
think
might
it's Ugra, isn't it? Or is it Orbex?
I'm going to check.
Orbex or Ugra? Let me have a gander.
Honorary Tech.
Is it Honorary Tech? Okay, fair play. Yeah, they did Sinai. So, but yeah, so they're doing that. So yeah, I'd be curious to see what they're working on. Maybe they got something else cooking. But yeah.
World Map says I was dead. Well, they have said they're working on that.
Yeah.
So maybe one day. Okay, and lastly in the newsletter, we had Bandit Works servers adversary air training for DCS squadrons. Bandit Works servers bring structured adversary air training to DCS, and they are inspired by real-world aggressor squadrons. Virtual squadrons can test their tactics in realistic scenarios against skilled human opponents. Rather than fly against more predictable AI or highly unpredictable public PvP servers, Bandit Works offers human-controlled red air to challenge your squadron in a professional training environment. Their experienced pilots use real-world threat tactics, adapt during engagements, and create realistic combat scenarios from BVR to close-in dogfights. Training sessions are developed in collaboration with your squadron and can cover everything from air-to-air combat to coordinated strike missions to large-scale force-on-force scenarios. Human adversaries and add unpredictability and depth, making your PvE campaigns and squadron events more engaging. Bandit Works focuses on learning with each engagement, designed to test your tactics, highlight areas for improvement, and build teamwork. After-action debriefs and feedback help your squadron sharpen decision-making and tactics for future missions. If your squadron wants to add dynamic adversary air to your training, Bandit Works offers these services free of charge, and it welcomes new groups looking to improve their skills. Join now. And there's a link to the Discord and an email address for you to check out there. Very, very tasty.
Get on.
I'll take this opportunity to remind people that they can subscribe, like, and comment. It's a really big help to me and to the channel. And if you would like to further support the channel, there's a join button below. For about the cost of a cup of coffee per month, you could join Deep Hack's Ground Crew. It's a really big help. And if you like the kind of content I create, consider doing that. Daddy Wags is in the chat. No other EDSA maps in work other than those already announced are being worked on. Yeah. So it's Iraq and Afghanistan. What?
Without a beat. You didn't even skip a beat.
He loves it when I call him that.
That's so funny. That's so funny. I also feel like if you get something wrong, it's like say you start going Matt Wagner in a mirror, and he just appears behind you. And goes, "That's not correct."
Yeah, exactly. Deepak, you're talking nonsense again.
Yeah, John, you're talking nonsense again. Stop it. And then he just disappears into the ether.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what do we have next? We have a very, very interesting community mod. I don't know a lot about this one. I know it's not publicly available as yet, but they've been developing it for a while and putting out videos for a while. I don't know much about it because everything's in Russian, so I can't tell you very much, but this is the community mod for the KA-52 and they demonstrate a lot of very advanced avionics in this. And as you know, I'm a real sucker for the avionics. Um, Sadly, it's all in Cyrillic, and they have in their FAQ said that they're not intending to make an English cockpit. So you have to think in Russian, comrade. But very, very cool stuff, and they have so much advanced functionality in this. I've seen them demonstrating the radar, the terrain following system, and a bunch of other very, very advanced functionalities of the KA-52. We don't know yet if this will require you to have the Black Shark, although I would suspect that it will. In the FAQ, it kind of says, don't know as yet. But I don't understand how they would do it without the KA-50 as a kind of base.
They've done some absolute wizardry here, because in one of their videos, they've got infrared, like picture. And like, I'm like, how? Like, they've obviously gone deep dive. This is a very like mythic kind of enigmatic mod, this, because like you said, it just appears every so often a video in Russian, usually with like hard bass or something. It's like, and you're like, you're just hearing something Russian. You're like, I don't know anything about what's going on here, but it looks great.
Full Gothic mode engaged.
Yeah. And then all this stuff in Cyrillic, I'm like, I think that's something to do with latitude, longitude.
So this center one is some kind of an interface to the INS, as far as I can tell. But yeah, as you say, it's really, really hard to quite know what's going on because it's all in foreign. But it looks really good.
Car 52 would be very welcome in DCS. I'd love to see this mod for real. That would be really, really cool to get your hands on it. As for like, I don't think you'd be able to do anything on the MFDs very easily, but at least the cockpit, there are guys. Is it Devrim? I think is a guy in the user files, and a lot of the English cockpits is a guy who does it.
That's right.
He
if I remember
recolors
correctly, he originally did the English. Oh, that's a helmet-mounted sight. I didn't even see that before. Wow. Okay, I didn't notice that the first time I looked at this. Devrim, I believe he did the original English cockpit for the K50.
And I think he's done like Gazelle and stuff. Yeah, he's done a bunch of stuff. So as for at least the switches, that's probably going into the DDS files and manually having to sort of rejig it. But the MFDs, I can imagine, will be a lot more tricky to kind of go in and edit that.
Sorry,
but
I just need to call this out as well. I don't know if you see the reference card here with the tables on it is jiggling.
It jiggles, and if you click on it, I think you can fold it forward.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is really cool. This is very, very cool. It's very enigmatic, this mod, because I don't know how you get hold of it. Obviously, it's not released yet. I didn't know anything about it. But
if the developer of this is in Russia, I hope he's safe.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, I'm like, I don't know what I'm looking at. Is this, we just had DLSS 5? Is this someone putting DLSS 5 over a KA-50? I don't know. I don't know what's going on here.
Oh, wow. Wags taking a break from creating the next DTC video. That is actually the best present that you could possibly give me. I'm very, very happy.
Oh, please, Matt, can you please put some little Easter egg in there? Something tiny for Deep, please. It will make his day. It's something tiny.
What's that cow doing there?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's fun. I'm very, very psyched for that. That's really cool. Getting back to the K52 though, there's a lot of jiggle, It's looking good, and I like that the icons in the display, they're kind of, the refresh rate at which they're sort of ground stabilized is not perfect. I like that.
Yeah,
it's a nice little detail. You got a bit of jiggle going on there, and it's nice.
Yeah. Everyone loves a bit of jiggle physics.
Everyone likes
I'm curious as someone like Matt seeing this and going like, I wonder if he's sitting there. This is really cool. So if you cut it back a second on this video,
insects?
No, I'll tell you what it is. Go back a bit more. It's when he yeets a bunch of rockets, right? Watch this, and all the rocket juices gets on the thingy.
I don't think it's called rocket juices, John.
Phrasing. Okay, phrasing.
Okay, so it's like unburnt rocket motor fuel.
Yeah. I
Or
swear it gets worse when he fires a bunch of rockets. Watch this. I could be wrong. It could be on there already. Does it? Is it the rockets?
you're right.
Yeah, look.
Yeah, you're right. It's like unburnt rocket fuel. I wonder if that's realistic. Does it really get that dirty from firing the rockets?
It must be. Yeah, it's really cool. And look, yeah, as I was saying before, like, I always wonder if because I feel like they've probably got more insight. They probably know how their engine works, how some of this stuff works. They can pop the hood. And I always wonder if they're watching this stuff going, "How do they do that?" Like, I'm always curious, but because I'm sitting there, I don't know. I'm kind of like, it's like I'm looking at Gandalf going, like, I'm Merry or Pippin going, "How does this work?" He's like, "Don't you worry, fool of a took," you know. But yeah,
Yeah, keep your secrets
it's
then.
really impressive. Yeah, you keep your secrets. But yeah, it's fascinating stuff. They've done. This is what I mean. Look at that. Look at that. I don't know what any of this says, but it looks great.
I think the top left says work beginning.
Yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I just realized work beginning was hidden by your webcam. I was like, oh, how do you know that? Oh, right, you cheeky bastard.
That's basically all I know.
Mm,
But yeah, this looks great.
mm,
This looks
mm.
absolutely great. Good job.
It's wicked. Yeah, fantastic stuff. So, dude, some of the people who make mods for stuff are unbelievably talented. Like,
Oh yes. So that's a
I
nice
was
one.
trying. Yeah,
Mr. Jdam. Wow, that's a lot of rocket juice. That's what I'm calling.
it's
That's what I'm
coined a
calling it
meme
from
now.
now on. Absolutely drenched in rocket juice.
This is where we're going to see the next patch notes. Matt's going to be in a meeting going, right, guys, we've got to add rocket juice to KO50. A little patch notes, rocket
returning
juice.
from a sortie, absolutely plastered in rocket juice. Anyway, let's take a look at this other community mod. This is the flanker. This one is the SU-35S Flanker E mod, which is very, very cool. It'd be interesting to see which countries actually fly this. I think the standard SU-35S is Russia, but I think there are countries that fly variants of this one. Or no, actually, I'm thinking of the MK series.
Yeah,
So actually,
I
maybe
know
this is just Russia.
Venezuela. Doesn't Venezuela have some of these, or is it the SU-30s? I think it's such a good-looking aircraft. Look at that thing.
Yeah, very nice, very
It's
nice.
so cute. And the modern cockpit in it. Wow.
Yes. Because that's the thing, the flanker has always been a fantastic airframe,
See, look at that.
but the original avionics left a lot to desire. Whereas an upgrade like this is super nice.
This is the kind of thing where if they can get like because obviously it's a multi-role, right? And but how they've kind of had to do these things before is it piggybacks off one FC aircraft or another. So
Or
I
multiple
think
in some cases.
yeah, and I think historically, they've either had a system where it's like, okay, you have to launch the air-to-air version, and then it's only got the air-to-air weapons, and then you have to launch the air-to-ground version, and that's obviously probably piggybacking on the Su-25T or something like that, or at least using the code. Now, I always want to kind of really clarify this because some people can get mixed up on this. If an aircraft is using another existing FC3 aircraft's avionics or whatever, it doesn't necessarily mean it's literally like a copy and paste. They're just using that as a baseline and then tweaking things until it kind of behaves like it should. So it's more rather than building it from scratch, they're using that to kind of do what they need to do. The tricky thing with that is if you do use an FC aircraft, whilst you can start easier, you are like there's a glass ceiling of what you can do. If you build something from scratch, you're obviously able to do a lot more in certain ways. The tricky thing is there's certain stuff, and we had this conversation before. There's certain stuff that's behind the SDK. A lot of the things like flare pods and a lot of the guided weapons and stuff, you can't get symbology for it unless you have the access to the SDK. Now there has been some modders who have, I don't know how, but they've figured ways around it using hacks.
I think in some cases people are simply re-implementing huge chunks of code themselves, and that's a fairly major undertaking. Like in the case of the K-52, I would have to assume that the radar and the terrain following systems are coded from scratch. And that's no small thing.
No, and a lot of the time when you start getting into stuff that you maybe start breaking things like IC, so then you have the issue of like if you have that, even just having that mod installed, you'll either, if you jump on a server, even if you're not using that mod, it'll break the IC unless you're using like OVGME or something similar mod managers.
Hmm.
And then the other thing is that it can mess with other modules. I've had it before where you have a mod, and ED have said this plenty of times before. If you have issues with your your game, it might be a mod messing with
Oh yeah,
another
for
mod.
sure. Mods actually cause many of the bugs that we experience.
Yeah,
And so this
absolutely.
is, you check out the YouTube channel Codename Flanker,
Mm.
and reading the text under the video we've got here, the DCS SU35S mod is brought to you by Codename Flanker team and the DCS World community. The SU35 is a 4++ generation heavy multi-role fighter. Originating in Russia, it is an evolution of the SU-27 airframe, incorporating modern avionics, weapon systems, new engines, radar, and electronic suite. The SU-35 mod will initially be available as an air-to-air and air-to-ground version, with a CWS cockpit weapon system planned in the early access phase that will make the aircraft true multi-role, like the SU-30 mod that is already established. Stay tuned for this release and keep updated on other projects, news, and development on the Codename Flanker Discord. And they provide a little link there. They do also note the DCS SU-35 mod is in no way connected to Eagle Dynamics or Sukhoi. Please, Gulag, no.
Yeah. yeah. Please don't send black vans to our house.
So yes, that's really cool. I need to check that one out. I've seen a few of these kind of upgraded flanker mods, and some of them look really cool. Some of them are a little bit clunky. I need to evaluate different ones. The MKI version looked really cool at one stage, but I've actually barely touched it.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool to take a look at that.
There's levels, isn't there? There's like the stuff that really impresses me is like the Little Bird, the Black Hawk mod, the A4 Skyhawk. All these things are really the Bronco even. And I think why they some of those do well, especially things like the Little Bird and the Skyhawk, is they've not tried to tackle too big a project. If that makes sense, they kind of like the Little Bird works because it's all pretty much unguided weapons. The guided weapons are a bit janky. You have to use buddy lasing and stuff, but it pretty much just works out of the box. And that's the aircraft itself. So once you kind of get the FM and all that sort of stuff where it needs to be, and the systems, it's really just you're not aiming too high. You're not creating complicated data link systems and DTCs. I know you love them, but there's not DTCs. But yeah, I think that's the clever thing. Whereas some of the other mods that, when people, I'm just picking one for example, but someone tries to do like a Gripen, they can make it look like a Gripen, but you always can tell. You see that it's always the F-15
Have you seen
HUD
the community mod for the Gripen?
It's pretty good from what I've seen for what
it's
it
really
is.
Nice.
It's really nice, but I always notice like you'll see like it's like the F-15. You hear the F-15 RWR, or you see the F-15.
They have a custom HUD because the
cool.
HUD in the Gripen is very unique. It would look quite wrong if it had the F-15C HUD in it. So they actually have a custom HUD, and it fully implements the way the HUD in the Gripen looks. It's like a ring. It's hard to describe. It's like a kind of curving ring that shows the horizon line.
Yeah.
But it also has your heading written on it. So as you roll and turn, the numbers kind of rotate around that ring on the HUD. I'm describing this really badly, but it's very cool.
You talk about rings, and just after we talked about rocket juice. I know what you mean, though. It's almost like you're inside of a not HSI. Yeah,
an ADI. So yeah,
ADI.
Exactly. Like if you imagine the ADI that like the F4 has, where it's like a ball and it can, the whole thing can kind of rotate and so on. Yes, it's like you're sitting inside that.
Yeah.
It's nice. I like it.
But yeah, no, I think you know what I mean though. When you I think was it the F111 one? I think again, it's great, and they're working on stuff for it, and I'm sure it improved. But you fire it up, and then you see like the Russian RWR, and then you see the Su-25 HUD, and it just pulls you get into that's really cool, and it kind of pulls you out a little bit. So I don't know, it's work in progress, but some of these, I mean, this flanker looks absolutely fantastic. I know it's based off of something we've already got, but it's just cool. I mean, it's nice to see people passionate and creating really talented stuff like this, and I think we've always had an attitude of trying to spotlight this sort of stuff.
For some reason in my head, flanker has always sounded like an insult that a Glaswegian would shout at you on the street. You're an absolute flanker, pal.
Use your laptop.
Use your laptop. Got any change for the phone? Anyway,
Yeah.
let's carry on. That's all the news that we have for this week. But
Mm.
I'm going to take this opportunity, as I often do, to pimp the VAF at this time. So let's
Mm.
pull this up. The VAF, or the Virtual Air Force, is a virtual online squadron originally started by myself and Dot Chuckles many, many moons ago. Usually flying on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays at around about 8 p.m. UK time. We currently have squadrons flying the Harrier, the F-16, and the F-18. We're always looking for more pilots, air traffic controllers, mission makers, scripters, livery makers, and so on. Go and check out the Discord link in the show notes down below. Everybody is welcome, whether you fly with us or not. So that's the VAF, the Virtual Air Force.
Mm.
Max power. It's like inside the globe, and you see the latitude lines on the inside. Yes, that's
Yeah.
it, kind of, I guess. Mr. JDam, 2 weeks until the new Wind Controls FFB sticks go on sale. They just release a new video and presentation. FS Weekend 2026 looks cool. B. Denson, I'm looking forward to the new SU-25 and hoping for full fidelity. I'm really enjoying the flanker. I think they said we're not getting full fidelity with this SU-25, at least not at first.
I could be wrong. I'm sure Matt, if he's still around, he will be able to confirm. But I think it was a thing of they were going to do a free one, roughly FC3, and then like anything, see how it does, see what their schedule's like, and then maybe think about doing something full fidelity. It's very much like giving some headroom.
Yep. Really interesting insight from Matt here. There are certainly some very interesting community-created aircraft mods, but we tend to be limited on what we can officially license. This is primarily due to manufacturer license agreements, ownership of IP, meeting 2025 customer expectations, art and systems, and available public reference systems. However, for those that can address these items, we are always open to supporting them as official aircraft modules. For example, the C-130.
Yeah.
Nice.
Look. I got like let's be really fair here. Like, there's not a lot of companies that support modding. It's like Matt's saying. It's a difficult balance, right? Because they don't. I mean, look, they've been burnt with module makers. Full fidelity module makers. They've been burnt with stuff. So like they've got this tricky balance of like they've got a. You don't want to throw your weight behind something and then you go, yeah, this company's great. Look at this mod, they've great. And they did a mod and we're making it a full module. And then they produce something that's kind of crap. Or they go under or whatever. You need to make sure that the people you got are, what's the word for it? Like, there's a name for it. You check. Dependable, that's a word. But what's it called when you do like checks on people? You go, oh, due diligence. You need to do your due diligence. And it's tricky to do that because another thing with mod makers is that they're usually not just one. They sometimes are, but they're usually a team of guys. It's an informal agreement that they've got with each other, and then you got to try and turn that into a business. And we've seen multiple times. I remember there was a fantastic mod for Half-Life 2 called Insurgency. It's now become like a game. I think the rights eventually got taken, turned into a game now. But originally it was a Half-Life mod. It was freaking awesome. But there was like some weird stuff with the rights to it. I think one of them wanted to make it an actual game, and some guy who didn't want to do it anymore. But then there was a weird thing about people taking the rights, and things got weird. And it was already an informal stuff. Yeah, and like, do you want to? If you're running a massive business, do you really want to get mixed up in that stuff? So they're probably like, look, you come to us with something good. You show that you can meet these standards, and we'll give you a shot. And we'll see what we can do. But we've got to raise some of these standards because even the full fidelity guys they've been kind of mucked around with. But they are pretty supportive of mod stuff. There's a lot of companies and actually, just shut this stuff down.
Yeah, I like Matt's point about the manufacturer licensing as well, because it's something that we probably rarely think about being on the user end of this. But you could make a mod of a particular aircraft, but if the manufacturer doesn't want you to do it, then they may well sue you.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to get into cease and desist. I mean, cease and desist is the best case. I'll say best case scenario, but cease and desist is like, oh, okay, that could be way worse. You don't want to get into that stuff unless and you need to kind of make sure that everything's sort of above board. So it's tricky. And then when you're supporting mods, there's always this thing of like I think he made this statement before, like you want to help these people, of course. It's really talented and it's showing passion. They have got one side of them are like, this is really cool stuff, and it's I would feel like a little bit like if someone took something I've already got and does something really cool from it, I'd be like, oh, that's really cool. You know, not in a like I make it sound like your kid coming up to you and giving you a picture for your fridge, but it is kind of like it's something like, oh wow, they did that. But at the same time, you're like, oh, but still, like we've got to keep the game moving. The
Mm,
difference with DCS compared to some of the games over my shoulder is that they were finite. You know, they're fixed point games. They might have a couple patches, but it's a fixed point games. DCS is constantly moving. It's a moving point. So they got to keep that moving. And if it breaks your mod, what can they do? You know, so yeah, it's a tricky balance. They got to find it, and it's so easy for people. Again, I'm trying to find a balanced take on this, but it's so easy for people to kind of shit on them and be like, "Oh, you didn't do this, you didn't do that." But sometimes they do some things and they're damned, and if they don't, they're
it's
damned.
it is actually the funny comment that I've occasionally heard from community mod makers is like, oh, ED doesn't care about community mods, they hate us, they're always trying to break our stuff. And it's like, no, they're just in active development. You know, like they're trying to improve and build on their product, and unfortunately that will occasionally have a negative impact on you. And
I don't mean
it's
this
not
in a
like they
horrible
can pick
way.
up the phone and tell you.
No, and I don't mean this in a horrible way, but like that's assuming this sounds bad when I say it this way, but that's assuming they care. They've got bigger fish to fry. And I'm sure if you get in touch with them and you're polite and you have a conversation with them, they'll try and get to you and they'll try and help you. And if it's something really simple, you know, if they know, oh, just add this to your Lua script and it should fix your problem, and they know, why would they not tell you? But it's and then they're already trying to find a balance of like investing time into things and making sure you get a good return. You know, you got to understand the people running this. There's people over their shoulder. You know, there's someone over Matt's shoulder. I don't know who that would be. They got to be a scary person to be on Matt's shoulder. But there's someone over Matt's shoulder who's tapping him on the shoulder, going, "Are you spending this money correctly? Are you doing this? You doing that?" You know, he has to. Everyone has to go back to someone and prove their worth and what they're doing
Mm,
is right. Yeah, everyone likes to think the guy at the top is, the perceived guy at the top is the guy who's got no worries at all and just creates whatever he wants. It's like, no, it doesn't work that way because he's thinking about making sure the bills are paid and make sure the lights are on and making sure everyone's happy. It's such a tricky balance, and the more you see of it firsthand, when you then see these complaints that people keep coming up with, which are just do this, and it's like you can't just if it. Do you not think they would? like, I'm sure they would. Like, I've definitely always sung the praises of modders, right? And I've always wanted to make sure they get their first thing because it's tricky for them, and they're starting off, and they're usually not younger, but as a developer, think of it as like a developer. They're younger. They might be an older guy, but they're trying to cut their teeth and they're trying to learn stuff. And so to encourage them, the amount of people who get no encouragement at all, like in life in general, let's turn this into a general thing. The amount of people who've never had a word of encouragement in their life, and someone could just come along and just be like, "That's really cool," and
mm.
that would just make them just go, "Oh wow," and they never had it before. So like to see some of these smaller guys, they definitely I want to give them encouragement, but it needs to be balanced and it needs to be fair. And I think it's tricky. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a balance to be found, and I'm sure if they could do things like I'd love to see a mod manager, an official mod manager. You know, you could just stick a disclaimer going, "We're not going to troubleshoot if you turn it on. Turn it off, then we'll troubleshoot you. But you install these mods. That's not
Yeah,
nothing to
yeah,
do about it.
yeah.
We'll give you a tool, but you can do it." Um, but something like that would be cool, and it'd help a bit. But past that, it's tricky. It's a balance to be made. But yeah, some of this stuff is fantastic. I love seeing the creativity people have and the attention to detail as well for people doing
I
this
need
for
to do
free.
some more flying in the little bird. It's so good. If I
Mm,
wasn't flying so much the Herc, then I would do more little bird flying.
yeah, yeah, the little bed's very good.
Oh, there you go. Wag's telling us Eagle is very active development.
Oh, yes, the good old
Nice.
Charlie. It's a great jet. That's a workhorse as well.
Mm,
Absolute workhorse. That's a smart choice to do that aircraft. I
yeah.
think that's going to be people complaining about like, oh, the F-35 gets in the game. It's going to be dominant. On like, you have no idea what the Charlie Eagle. It's going to be
Yeah.
a menace.
It's already, yeah,
that
even in the FC3 variant, it's already an absolute menace.
yeah. And that thing, you don't have the data link.
Yeah.
You just got the
It's
armament page. Wait till you get a data link.
proven that it can fly with one wing.
Oh, just a scary jet.
Israeli Air Force proved that it can return to base with only one of its wings.
Yeah, yeah. It's just a flying. It is a flying wing, effectively, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
that's why.
semi-down.
It's because of the little kind of tunnel between the engines was generating enough lift.
Yeah, yeah. And only the Strike Eagles got shut down. 3 of them, and we know what went wrong there.
Well,
And it was a
yes.
Hornet.
Yeah.
So there's Navy guys. There's Navy guys going like, ooh. Even if it wasn't them, they're like still a Hornet.
Yeah, true enough.
Yeah, yeah.
But at least everyone's okay. That's the important thing.
Yeah, yeah. True, 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 true. Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Mm,
Alrighty. Well, I think
mm,
that's all that we have for this week. He's been John Blur. And if you want to check
mm,
out what he's up to, you can go to twitch.tv/John Blur. See, I know
mm,
your URL, even if you don't.
mm.
And click the appropriate buttons. John, I wonder if you want to say anything about what you've been up to recently.
Yeah. So the 2 things I've been up to lately, on Twitch at least, I've been working on the latest stuff. As people know, I do some cool merch designs for Nuclear Option. I'm working on the latest one, which is called the Revoker, which is like a fictional Gripen F-16 thing. It's really cool. So I'm working on a piece of artwork for that. It's all like digital illustration stuff. People can come in, hang out, hear me complain about how the Comanche should have never been cancelled and how modern Star Wars is awful. That's what we do. We listen to music and talk about that. And then the other thing is I so here's how I've got a lot of sympathy both for you, Deep, and for people like Matt. I was like, you know what? I haven't seen or at least I hadn't at the time seen a really good video on George. The George CPG is
George,
really good.
George, George of the Jungle.
George of Jungle swinging from that tree. But yeah, the latest version of George, they updated it last year, but obviously Matt's been busy, there's been a lot on, but there's not been an official video. And I was like, you know what? I know it pretty well. I might do a video. I might do a YouTube video
You
because I did
should.
one on custom. I should, yeah. So I did one on custom snap views, and it got about 4,000 views for my first video on YouTube. I was pretty happy with that.
It's very good.
And I help people use snap views. And I like snap views because, like, especially if you're the way I see it is like if you glance in real life, it's in the game you have to kind of look down and zoom in and zoom out and all that sort of stuff. In real life, your eyes don't really work that way.
Mm.
So snap views does that. Also helps you with your neck. It can hurt, especially you got like overheads and stuff in the Black Hawk or whatever. It can knacker your neck. So I think snap views are quite nice. So I did a video on that. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do one on George. So I did a script for it, wrote it all out, did the video, got everything going. I was like really happy with it. Got a basic video edit in. I was like, bloody hell, it's like 7 hours. I was taking ages, right? Because it's about a half an hour video once I've done it. So I do it, sit down. Another content creator's created one. YouTube shows me it, and it's pretty much my video. It's like bugger. Bloody hell.
Well,
So,
there's enough space for everyone, my old son.
yeah, I know. Maybe my my lovely British accent might help or not. I don't know. But it was a little bit, I won't lie, it was a little bit deflating.
Well,
But what I want to do,
you could do it in the style of Monty Python's Gumby character.
I could, yeah. Or just do it as like, I don't know, as Chewbacca or something, just roar all the way through, I don't know. And then I don't have to worry about the script.
Yeah.
But yeah, so all I wanted to do was just a video because I keep seeing people are still using the old system where you just point George around with the PHS, but he's actually got some fantastic new stuff. And if you know how to use him now, he's so good. Another really key part, and I'll talk about in the video, but people, when they use George, there's a flow. There's a flow. You don't just fly around with Hellfire's Watched all the time. The first page that you have, where that's where all your stuff is to find things. And if you use a flow, if you get us up on a battle position and you do things right, you'll find things so much easier. You'll find it easier to use. So it's kind of not just saying here's stuff, but here's how to use it. But yeah, I got to go back. It's exhausting. I don't know how you guys do it. I really don't know how you do it. But it's already, the video I've got's like 30 minutes. I need to cut it down a bit. But yeah, I'll do it
John
eventually.
loves talking about his flow.
I love talking about the flow.
Yeah, fantastic.
So yeah,
Well,
absolutely. So yeah,
I've been Deepak. Normally, I would do a tutorial video every Saturday about 6:30 p.m. UK time, but I'm only just back and I didn't have time. I had to do family things. But I will get back into it. I'm currently doing a series all about the Phantom, the F4E Phantom 2. And that's always followed by the DCS news, which just happens to be this thing, what you're watching right now. Thank you all very much indeed for watching. Fly safe, and I'll see you all next time. Ta-ta.